Hey everybody, welcome to the live streams of Global Trade Live. Today is 1st of February and we are now in New York session over here, so let's get started. So let's start with Gbp Jpy first because Gbp USD has already made this move over here. It was a pretty good move to be, give attention to, but this move was happened like few hours ago before the New York session, so there was no point of looking at the move. Okay, over here we might get something, I think. No, but there's no range, so it's alright. So let's start with the fresh analysis of Gbp Jpy over here. First of all, let's move to the monthly. Let's have a look at the monthly, what monthly is doing. Okay, so monthly is just stuck between between the middle price over here. It's like creating a doji kind of a thing. So right now the monthly cannot suggest us anything or give us any idea because today is first day of the month and right now the market hasn't moved really much. So I would say that the market is just in a consolidation phase. So now we will be getting some information from the previous month, right? Let me just minimize all these tabs over here. Okay, so the previous month candle over here closed with a rejection wick on the top, but it closed like a weak bearish candle as well. So if we look at the previous month of that month is we can see that there was a lot of bullish pressure in the market, right? So what we can say that there's a range over here. Okay, so the market is stuck between the ranges over here, and the previous month candle over here is saying that if the current month's candle might go down first, create a lower wick, and after creating a lower wick it will be flipping back up to go up and finally break the high to move up. That can be the case, right? Or another thing can happen is that the current month candle can go up, reject this area over here, and it will come down to fill the wick first, and after breaking this low it can possibly move down to this target over here. So these are the two ideas, but obviously this is monthly, so we cannot trade only based on the monthly time frame. We are just having a look like where the market can possibly go in the current week or the current day. So okay, let me just remove this again. So this is the daily time frame. So what the daily time frame is telling us that sorry, market was moving down, and market was moving down from this level. Okay, so market was moving down, it created a resistance over here, and then it went down from that area, then it created a support over here. Let me just draw a support over here. So the market went down, created a support, it went straight up, and after going up over here it closed at that rejection area, which becomes the resistance area, right? So the market rejected that area, it closed below that area. Now this candle over here crossed above the high of that area and it filled this clean range, and then it finally tapped into the same rejection area from where it came all the way down earlier as well, right? Also after rejecting this area, the market came straight down to this area, which becomes the support now. Okay, so this area which was the resistance, now this is becoming a support. How that's becoming a support? Because the market is now respecting this area over here. So now the thing is right now the market is between these two ranges. Also the today's candle hasn't created a lower wick over here, right? And it went straight up, broke the high, created a kind of a rejection wick right now for right now, and with volume it can possibly move up to fill this wick over here, fill this wick over here, and finally move all the way up to this area. If that will be the case, then according to me, yes, that's gonna be the case. And if that will be the case, then we can say that the market can possibly now creating higher highs and higher lows, and it will be moving up from there. But obviously we need to think about the second side of the scenario as well, like What if it starts to flip down and break its own low and continue to move down? So if that will be happening, then obviously this area will be our target area for today's trade, which is about, like, this range is about 86 pips. And if we talk about buy side, then buy side is having around 190 pips. So I think both the scenarios will be fine. But yes, the good thing is that we have already discussed these scenarios, so we are gonna keep this in mind. So this was the weekly. Okay, so if we talk about daily over here, so now let me just okay, remove all this. Actually not, let me just readjust these levels. Okay, so market went down, it starts to move up, created a support, again moved up. Now the market is creating higher highs and higher lows, right? That means the market is bullish. I don't know how much time the market's gonna be in bullish trend, but right now, yes, the market is in the bullish momentum right now. Obviously, by looking at this moving average over here, we can clearly say that the market is just consolidating. There's no trend going on in the bigger time frames, right? So it's just that the market is going bullish. And if we look at, and if we draw some areas of resistance and supports, then I think this is our support level, recent support area, and this can be the possible target the market can, go towards to. Because over here, look over here, this candle closed below this area, and this candle comes straight down over here, right? So that means this is a strong area. And now the daily time frame is saying that yes, the market can possibly move up to 155.800. Just hold on, guys. Okay, so daily candle right now, first of all, I think it went down or up, created these wicks over here, and right now it's in the middle, right? This means that the market is right now confused, and the market gets confused, it consolidates. And whenever the market is consolidating, like for the long time, the breakout is also very, very strong. So we can expect some good momentum after this consolidation. So for me, right now, market is creating higher highs, higher lows. That means the market is in a bullish trend. Okay, so now we know that the market is in a bullish trend, right? I'm just gonna label this area. daily support. Okay, so this is the daily support over here. Let's go to the 4-hour. So now what 4-hour is basically doing over here, let's have a look at that. Okay, so market was moving bullish. Perfect. So it created a resistance over here and it went down, took the support from the previous support and it went up, and this becomes the resistance over here, and market went up, tried to maintain its price above this area, but this candle finally broke down that area and it just came below that area again. Now it created a resistance over here and went down, broke the low, but again it took some support over here from this area and now moved up again, and the previous 4-hour candle rejected the same area over here. The previous 4-hour candle rejected the same area it rejected earlier, and from here where the market went, it went down to this level over here. So now we know that now the market is respecting this area, right? It's maintaining its price below this area. So if that will be the case, then there is a possibility that this becomes a fake out and the market is just retracing back a little bit, and after this retracement the market can possibly move down from that level, right? So I'm gonna label this as 4-hour resistance, right? So this is the 4-hour resistance over here, and so first of all the first target will be down over here, and after this crossing below this area it will be going down to this level daily, to the daily support. Yeah, okay, let's have a look at the 1-hour time frame. Okay, perfect. So 1-hour time frame is also creating a resistance at this point. Like the market went up, again it went down. Yeah, so the market went up over here. I need to, I think, clear a few things out. Actually, settings, coordinate, visibility, ranges, what the fuck, seconds, minutes, days, hours, 366, 12. Okay, if I want this time frame to just look in the, not in seconds, minutes, I want this time frame to look in the 4-hour only. Okay, let's have a look at the 4-hour. Oh, perfect. So this will be yeah, fine. Now perfect. So what I'm gonna do is, yeah, this is the 4-hour support. Okay, this is the 4-hour support over here, because these things are something which are really important, when we take the trade. We are having, so this is our weekly support over here. Settings, Really nice tool. This is daily support over here. Yeah, this is daily resistance. Perfect. This is weekly, I think. Yeah. Weekly resistance. Okay, perfect. So now the things are sorted over here. So according to me, market can possibly go up in the daily, and if we look at the 4 hour, then the 4 hour time frame like looks like bearish to me. Like it can really come down to this level, and it will come down from this level. It will come down to this level over here. So we need to find out where actually we can take the trade. So look over here. The previous 1 hour candle closed with no wick on the bottom. That means there is no range for the next candle to move down. There's actually 50-50 chance that the next candle will be moving down. And the market has already created a resistance over here. The momentum is good, and I think if this hourly candle break this low over here, I think that point it can come down. But the thing is, look at the range. The range is not there. It's just 10 pips, so there's no point of taking this trade. Actually, the range should be really good. Like if you are targeting 10 pips, then your range should be really good. I think 20 pips, 30 pips, that kind of a range is excellent range for a trade. And average or good kind of a range will be above like 14 pips. So this range is just 10 pips, so I'm not gonna trade in this range. Okay, so we need to draw some levels over here as well. Now I'm gonna draw the levels above or below which I'm gonna take the trade, right? So we know that the 4 hour over here is coming down, and this will be the area where it will be heading towards. So if this 4 hour candle be closing or closing below this area, then we have this clean range to cover up, and the 4 hour time frame will be moving down with no problem, right? And the moving average also heading towards the downside of the market, so I think there should be no problem of in taking sells. But where we can actually take the sell trade, I think not in this area. I need to wait for the market to, cross below this area at least. Yeah. I need this line to be visible in the 1 hour only. Okay. Perfect. So now if I calculate this range over here, and this range is just based on the 1 hour. If I'm marking a range based on the 1 hour, then I'm gonna wait for 1 hour candle to close below that area to take the trade. I'm not gonna wait for any other time frame to close below that range for me to take the trade, because that will be a false confirmation. And this range is about 24 pips. The range is pretty good, but there's only one problem over here: these rejection areas. So the market can possibly, if anybody is planning an impulse trade, then this is the area where you should be looking forward towards, because this area can possibly give you some rejections after 7-8 pips. But this is the only case in the impulse entry, because in the impulse entry we don't wait for the candle to close below or above a range. So let's see how the market will be reacting to this area. And yeah, now this is something which is really awesome to look for. Yeah, I'm gonna look for a close, or a close below this area basically. Yeah, I need a close of the candle below this area. All right, let's see. What the hell? Okay. So this is one range for me, right? This is one range for me to trade, and this is my second range over here, and I think this is a better range. Why? Because we have this clean one candle, and the range is also 23 pips, so it's a good thing. And this will be the support level over here. Perfect. And if I talk about buys over here in the 1 hour, then I think better buys will be above this area. So I need a candle to close above this area. Why I need a close above this area? Because the problem is these huge wick rejections. So in this area we can expect a candle to move all the way up, and finally rejection can be done, and it can move all the way down like this only, and and then the market can possibly move down from that level to this level. So I think waiting for a candle to close above this area will be a really nice thing to do. Because, and let's calculate this range also. So first problem will be over here, and then we have a problem over here. Yeah, so this range is all about, I think, about 23-24 pips. That's a pretty good range, so there should be no problem taking trades above this area. So now we know that we have our no trade zone, we know that where we are gonna sell, and we know that where we are gonna buy. So I don't think that there will be a problem. So okay, so 1 hour is, yeah, rejection is happening over here. Okay, so in GBP USD, I think if this candle will be reversing back, breaking its own low, it will be coming down to this level. And if I calculate the range over here, then the range is not enough. Not enough range. Because there will be problem over here in this area. Okay, so let's have a look in 30 minutes in Gbp Jpy. So if we talk about 30 minutes over here, then let's see if there's a range. Nope, there's no range over here. Yeah, I think I might take a buy trade above this area. 22 pips of range is there. So I think good buys will be above this area. 1 minute. $30. 24. Okay, I need to, I think, draw again this level. But why this level is looking in all the other time frames? 1 hour. $24. Let's see if now if it looks in. Okay, now it's not looking in the 4-hour time frame. Perfect, I think. Let's see now. Yeah, now it's looking okay. Now I know the settings. So this should look in the 1 hour only. Okay, so now we know that we have a range over here. Let's have a look in the 30 minutes and mark some label over here. So I think there should be good buys above this area over here. $60. Okay. And the potential targets should be this area. Because we know that with volume, wick's gonna get filled, and if we have a candle closing above this area, then the next candle might just go all the way up. Yes, we might have some rejection in this area, but with volume it can really go up to fill the wicks over here. So I don't think that there will be any problem. And if we talk about the opposite side of the market, then let's have a look at the sell scenarios over here. The range is not good, only 11 pips. Yeah, this is oakish. 14 pips of range is there. Nah, 8 pips only. 9 pips. 12. I think I might sell below this area. Yeah. And target will be down over here. Yeah, the range is not very much nice, but I think let's see, I'm gonna see if I can take this trade over here or not. This is not like necessary that I'm gonna take a trade in this zone, but let's see if there will be something. Because with volume, market can possibly move down to this level over here, so the range exceeds. And below this area, the market is just, stuck in a consolidation zone. So we have a problem over here in 15 minutes. Yeah. So if I look at over here, let me just show you. So over here, if we look in this area, uh, so this is the POI. So and this was the BOS over here. The market broke the BOS, got this area tested again, and it went straight up from this area. Now again, I think the GBP JPY is in a bullish trend, but the trend is not so powerful right now that it can move up with heavy volumes, right? So let's see if the market can stabilize its rise above this POI or break this POI, because I really don't know about that right now. So if it stays above this area, this POI, then everything is fine, the market will be going up. But if it starts to, create lower lows, lower highs, and break down with this POI, then at that point there might be some problems. So yeah, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna look at the 1 hour. 1 hour looks really decent. All right, so we have talked about and we have done the analysis in GBP Jpy. Now it's time for the analysis in GBP USD. What if I delete, remove drawings from here and go to the 1 hour? Oh, everything will be deleted from that point also. Okay, so now let's go to the monthly in GBP USD. Let's have a look at the monthly over here. So let's not think that this is a monthly time frame. Let's just think that this is just a normal time frame. So what do we have basically? So I think this is a BOS over here. The market broke the BOS, went up, created a high, went all the way down. This was a POI. It tested the POI over here. Now it's creating a support to move up. According to me, it's in a buy direction, right? So so the recent created resistance over here is this in the monthly, right? Hey Nishul, how are you? So this is the resistance, recent resistance in the monthly. This is the recent support in the monthly. But obviously we need to look for the smaller time frames to to get more information. And we have a support down over here. So the candle, yes, this becomes a fake out over here in the monthly. So it went down, broke and closed below this area of support, and then this candle over here created a lower wick, took support from this area and went inside the zone again, right? So the last month's candle rejected this area over here and closed like a weak bearish candle, but with a huge rejection over here, right? So now the current month's candle is moving up with no wick on the bottom. So I think it can reverse back and fill the previous month's wick a little bit. So for me, it can go down a little bit. So yeah, if we go to the weekly over here, let's see. Okay, so a support was formed over here. Market broke the support, created resistance, went down, created new support over here, went up. So now this was the area of resistance over here. So this candle broke and closed above that area again, created a high. Now the previous week's candle closed below this area, right? So and now the current week's candle is now going up, and if this candle closes above this area, then that means this will become a fake out and the market can go up, right? But if this candle rejects this area, like there's a huge rejection thing happening in this point over here, and the market can reject this area possibly and reverse back down from this area, and once it breaks its own low, it will be going down to test this wick, and once it breaks this wick, it will be going down to this level. So I think we are right now at a very, very delicate point over here in the market, from where the market can possibly go up with volume, or from where the market can possibly reverse back. So we need to get ready for both the scenarios. Hey Moin Amiri, hi, please analyze USD Cad. Sure, just give me a few minutes, let me just explain just Gbp USD. Okay, so let me just give some labeling to this area over here. I want this to be visible in the weekly coordinates text. So this is the weekly resistance over here. Pankaj Barwal, can you please analyze gold? Sure. Just give me a few minutes, guys. So this is the weekly over here, and with this a weekly resistance. So I think, yes, this is the weekly support, because if the market reverses back, then this will be the area where the market will be heading towards to. And if we look at this area over here, this will be the weekly resistance again, and this can be also the target resistance for week. So if the market sustains its price, stabilizes its price above 1.34, like 500, 600, then it will be going up to this level. So whether the market's gonna sustain its price above this area or not, for that we need to drop down the time frame. So this is the daily over here. Oh, daily is approaching a resistance area over here. So in daily, this is the resistance area over here, and the market is tapping in this resistance over here. If the market will be able to stabilize its price above this area, then there is a very high possibility that the market will be going up. But if the today's candle, if it will be closing below this area, then the possibility of going down will be very high, because earlier also this was the only area from where the market went all the way down, created a low, and yeah. So I'm gonna mark the support and resistance area in daily. So let's see, visibility. Okay, and if it crosses above this area, then this can be the possible target, or this area over here. We are going to look at that in the lower time frames. So let's switch to the 4-hour. So now we know that the daily is tapping in a resistance area over here, and that's a strong area. So yeah, 4-hour over here, let's have a look at that. So this was a BOI. Okay, market broke the BOI, went all the way down. Now it's going back up over here. So now if this was the BOI, then that means, because if this was the BOS, then that means this is a POI over here, and market has just tapped inside that POI in the 4-hour, and market can possibly move down from this level. So everything over here is just pointing towards that GBP USD might just go down. So that means we need to wait and look for a better confirmations, and we cannot go for buys just like that. All right, so yeah, okay, let me just delete this thing over here. So this was a clean candle, and I think the market can possibly move up to this level over here. This is the 4-hour resistance, and if the market starts to drop down from here, then I think this will be the area where the market will be dropping down towards to. So this is the support over here in the 4-hour. Let me just give it a labeling. 4-hour support. Yeah. So now the 4-hour analysis also done, and let's have a look in the 1-hour. Now from 1 hour to 30 minutes, these are the time frames in which I usually take the trade by analyzing the bigger time frames. So now I'm gonna mark my areas over here. There's no point of taking a trade over here. It can create a higher wick and can break the low to, you know, move all the way down to correct the move over here. So that can be the case as well. But the 4-hour was telling us that the market is rejecting this area, and let me just check the daily. Yeah, daily is rejecting this area, so I think the daily candle can reject this area a little bit more and can fill its own wick. That means we can expect some consolidations in gold. Oh, sorry, not gold, in GBP USD. So I'm gonna draw some areas over here in GBP USD. So this is a resistance area over here in the 1-hour. Okay, visibility 1-hour. Why this is 4? Okay. So this is the 1-hour resistance created, and if we talk about support over here, then I think if there will be a retracement, then this will be the support level from, you know, to which the market can really react. So we have this much of a range, but the problem is we need a resistance to be formed in the 1-hour to for the market to continue moving down. This is just the first resistance formation. This can be just a retracement happening, and the market can continue moving towards the bullish momentum. But to look the market to fall down, we need something like this over here. So we need this resistance to be formed over here. Okay. Pretty simple analysis in GBP USD. Oh, nice. 45 minutes really looks nice. So right now the 45 minute is about to break the low, and if it breaks the low, then yeah, the range is about 18 pips. I need to look at the 30 minutes. Yeah, 30 minutes. If the 30-minute candle will be breaking the low, it can move down to fill the wick, and finally to this area, which is 13 pips away. I need to drop down the time frame again. 7 pips, 13 pips, 18 pips. 45 minutes. Let's have a look at the 4-hour. 4-hour looks really nice. It's reversing all the way back. can we expect this daily candle to give a huge wick rejection? Okay, anyways, let's complete the analysis over here. So right now we have our resistance area above this area, right? And I want this to look in the 30 minutes only. Perfect. And we had our recent area of support over here. So the previous this 30-minute candle closed below this area. Now the previous 30-minute candle went up, created a rejection wick, closed like a weak bullish candle, and now the current 30-minute candle has gone down with no wick on the top. That means there's a huge bearish pressure in the market, and with volume it can really push the price down and can go all the way down from here. And in 26 minutes we will be having our New York session open, so I think that will be the point where the market can possibly go down from. So if it break this low, we have this range over here, but the range is I really have a issue with this wick rejection. From this point it can possibly reject this area, so I'm gonna wait, even though the market will be coming down, creating a resistance over here. But the point is, market can possibly go down to this area, and this wick can be a very very heavy rejection zone for the market, because what can market do is, market can possibly go down to this level, reject this area, and move up from here. So that can be the problem. So I'm gonna wait. Yeah, this could be a really nice trade, but really can't help it out because I have to be very very patient before I take the trade. So market can possibly go down to this level of support over here, and I'm gonna look for sells below this area, because these cells will be really nice. So yeah, so this was the analysis in GU also, and yeah, that's it. So let's analyze USD Cad. So now if we talk about USD Cad over here, we need to look what kind of momentum is happening over here in USD Cad. So market was moving down, and it created a resistance over here, went down from that area, it created a support. It created a support over here in this area, and it went up again to this rejection zone from where it really rejected. And this was a huge rejection zone, because look at the wicks. These wicks, these candles went up in this area, and rejection happened again in this area as well. And the previous few months candle over here is also telling that the market is unable to stabilize its price above this level over here, 1.28000, and from here the market is rejecting this area, right? So the previous month's candle went down, and it went up in this area again and rejected that area, right? It did closed below the bodies over here, which also means that there's a high possibility that the current month candle can wake up a little bit and go down to fill this wick over here, and finally move down to this area. Yeah, so if anybody will ask me that, according to me, what should be the scenario for USD Cad, then I'll say that for me, by looking at this month scenario over here, it's really bearish. It's really bearish for me. But that's not really necessary, because if the candle flips up and break these highs over here, then it can create a possible support over here. Like this was a support, this was another support, this is another support. So higher highs and higher lows are created, right? It's just that if the market respects this key area, then it will be going down to this level. And if the market starts to go up and break its own high, then it will be going up to fill the wick first, and once it break this wick over here, it will be going up to fill these wicks over here. So for more clarity, we need to look for the weekly. One second. Yeah, so I want this to look in the month only. Okay. Let's see if GBP fall all the way down or not. Okay, so this is the weekly over here. So we need to look at the candles and tell a story about that. So what was happening over here is market created a high over here, rejection zone, resistance, went down, created in the resistance area, went down again, and then finally it created support. Okay, so this was a area of rejection or resistance, you can say. So the previous week candle went straight up in that area, and we also had this rejection zone over here from the left. So this candle closed above this area over here. That also means that the current week candle can possibly reject these lower prices and possibly move up from this level. Now with the monthly time frame was telling us that it can possibly move down, but we have now studying the weekly time frame as well. So now the weekly time frame is telling us that as the previous week's candle went inside the range again, so that means the market will be following the pattern over here on the left, which the pattern is also telling us that the current week's candle can possibly reject the lower prices, take support from this level, and take support from this level, and will close like a weak bearish candle, right? And the next week's candle will be wick down and break these highs to move all the way up. So that means, in short, the market is now in a bullish scenario for me, not in a bearish, because by looking at the monthly there was less information. Now we have more information, and by looking on the more lower time frames, we will be having more information with us. So for me, USD CAD is in a buy direction according to the weekly. And yeah, so I'm gonna mark these areas. Perfect. So I'm gonna go to daily over here and check out the daily time frame. So the weekly was telling us that the market will be moving bullish. Again, if I look at the daily, we have a support formation over here, okay, and the market is moving up from this support area. Also, if we look on the left, then we have our support area in this area as well, right? So from here the market can possibly flip back up, and if that happens, that means we are on the right track. And so if the current daily candle break its own high, the possibility of going up to fill this clean range over here becomes really high. Yeah, bullish. And the possible target will be this area. So I'm gonna mark this level. Let's go to the 4-hour. Okay. So if I look at the 4 hour, then this was the BOI over here. The market broke the BOI, went up, now coming back down again, and this is the POI over here, right? So the market is rejecting this area also. This is the support level of the 4 hour, right? So if the market is respecting this 4 hour level support, then where the market can possibly go? The market can possibly go to this level over here. And below this area, we have this clean candle. Then the market can possibly go to this area over here. For now, the market, yes, the market is in a bullish momentum, but also we have a problem over here in this area as well. So we need to cross above this area. Once the market will be crossing above this area, then this will be the area where the market will be heading towards to. Okay, so if we look at the 1 hour time frame, then let me just, okay, so now the 1 hour time frame and the 30-minute time frame will be the time frames in which we are gonna plan our trades, right? So right now the market is at a strong rejection zone. So if you have a bearish candle formation over here and the next candle break this low, then you can take a trade in this area, because the market will be testing its low again, because now the market is retracing back up. But in case after 14 minutes, so you need to wait for 14-minute candle to close over, you need to wait for 1 hour candle to close over here. So if this 1 hour candle closes above this area, right, then this will become a fake out. This will become a fake out and the chances of going up will become high, right? So now the question arises that where I can actually take a buy trade. So we need to look at a good range area. So this range is about 14 pips. So if you have a candle closing above this level of resistance over here, then you can plan your trade to this level over here, because the market will be going up to this level, yeah, above this wick. So the range is really not really good, but yeah, it will work. Also above this area you have clean range of about 19-20 pips, so they won't be having, there won't be any problems in this area. Just wait for this 1 hour candle to close. Yeah, below this area we have this clean range to cover up, so there can be good opportunities coming up in USD Cad. So according to me, it can move up from here. This is 1 hour, yeah, perfect. So let's have a look at the 30 minutes. Okay, so the 30-minute time frame gives us more information, and that information is telling us that buys above this area can be a good idea, because we have this area of resistance. The market can reject this area, so wait for a candle to close above this area, or wait for a candle to break above this wick so that you can take the trade. But if you wait for that and take an impulse trade, then the range becomes really less. It becomes like 9.8 pips. I don't like the really low ranges, because the chances of getting some losses are really high in small ranges. So I think just wait for the market to enter a better range to take the trade. Yeah. So yes, that was all about USD Cad. Now let's just analyze gold. Gbp Jpy. Oh, look here. Gbp USD is coming down, like it came down almost 7.4 pips. Nice. But now the important part begins from here, because this area over here is a heavy rejection zone. If the market respects this area, then this candle will be flipping back up, and that will be not a good thing. If I would take this trade over here, then the stops would be really low, like 5.2 pips, 5 pips. Nice. Let's see. Okay, let's go to the monthly. Okay, so the monthly time frame is going up with no wick on the bottom. That means gold can reverse back, break its own low, and create a lower wick from here. Yes, that's a really, there is a huge possibility for that. Yeah, there is a huge possibility for that thing to happen. So actually gold is in a very difficult price action right now. So let's start with marking our areas. So this was the area of resistance over here, and if I take this over here, then this becomes a fake out. So this was a heavy rejection area in gold, and this candle over here, the monthly candle, closed above that area, and the previous month's candle created a rejection wick, went inside that area again, closed back inside the range, and that means this becomes a fake out. Now the current month candle is going up, maybe to create a higher wick, or maybe to reject this area over here possibly. But once it starts to reverse back, that will be the opportunity for the traders to hop in the gold. And with that pullback, if anybody is entering the trade, then you can wait for a lower wick to be formed, so you can hold your trades for much longer time. But obviously that's in a monthly zone, and we are talking about gold. There are lots of pips happening on the smaller time frames as well, so we are like talking about thousands of pips in the monthly, so that will not be easy. So we need more information, right? So that information we can gain in the weekly over here. And okay, so this was a fake out over here, and market is, look at how bad range is. Gold is moving inside a really bad range over here. I don't like this thing at all. So the market went down, took support from this area. The current week candle is going up. If it reverses back, then that's good. It can move down to this level, but from this level we have so many wick rejections over here to the left. So finding a good trade in gold is really difficult right now. So I need to switch to the daily over here. Okay, so where the daily can possibly go in the daily time frame, it can go up to this level. So there is a room for bullish momentum in the market. That's like 561 pips. Okay, sorry, 52 pips. So so from here it can reject and possibly move down again to this level. I think I need to weekly. Let's have a look in which time frame is this? In monthly. Alright. So if we talk about the 4-hour time frame over here, then we have a strong rejection zone in this area right? So the market can possibly go up to this level and reject this area like this candle did, and from here it can starts to move down, right? And obviously if we talk about the support over here, then this will become the support. So I think we need to look for a better confirmation. Let me just go to the 4-hour visibility. Perfect. Perfect. This is the 1 hour over here, and if you look at the left, then this becomes our support area now. So now the this 1 hour candle closed above this area over here from the left, and the previous 1 hour candle it has stabilized its price above, like this area over here. That also means that the market can possibly give us some rejections in this area, and then it can flip back up from this level. So if in case the market starts to go up, then I think this will be the level of target for gold. So first of all, it will be going up to fill the wicks over here. Once it breaks above this wick, then this wick will be there, and then this area will be reached. So, and I will just edit the visibility over here. 1 hour. Perfect. What just happened? Okay. So the current 1 hour candle broke the low of the previous one. Let's just go to the 30 minutes. Now the trade taking ideas will be, happening over here. So now this candle is breaking the low. That means it's creating a resistance, but it's about to close in the 4 hour, and we are also approaching at a strong rejection zone over here. So I think let's wait for a candle to close below this area or at the support, and the next candle, and when the next candle will break the lows, we can take the trade, because the market can possibly move down from here to this level over here. But obviously it can reject this area as well, so just be very, very careful about this area over here. So I think you should start booking the profits in this area, because this area will give you around 12 pips, and after booking profits from this area, you can leave your trade for this area over here. If anybody is looking for a safest trade in gold, then I think you should wait for the candle to break and close below this area over here, because this will give you some safe trade possible, because we have this clean candle over here and market can easily go down. And if we calculate the range, this range is about 19-20 pips. Oh, look here, the market is falling down. Market is falling down, and let's see how this candle closes. Oh, look here, Gbp USD just went all the way down. This could be a really nice trade over here. It went like 14-15 pips down. Gbp is garbage right now, so nothing. I'm gonna drop a line over here. I think I'm gonna have my cells below this area. 1.34700. 700 means this area. GP nothing, gold right now nothing. What's this? This is Euro Cad. Yeah. So I think the only possible trade I can get today in GBP USD only. Yeah, so the market could come down to this area, and this range is about 16 pips. Nice. Yeah, this is a strong level of support. Market can possibly reject this area. That means the idea is working over here. It's coming down. It can reach this area. That means on daily. Yeah, daily is rejecting as well. It's just that we need to wait. We just need to wait for better confirmations. Okay, I have also, yeah. So yes, I think this idea will work over here. So the GBP USD will be coming down to this POI, and from here it might go up. So I think this gives us around 25 pips. So the candle just closed bearish. If this candle breaks the low, okay, so this is the closing of the 1 hour as well. Let me just go to the 1 hour. If this candle will break the low, then it can reject, like go down to 5 pips. And this is the NY volume time. So if I take the trade when this candle will break the low, based on the volume, like 6 pips soft drop will be there. It can come down 4 pips, 5 pips. Then I can manage the trade. Yes. So yeah, based on the volume time, I'm gonna trade this setup over here. So if this candle will break this low over here, then I'm gonna take the sell trade, and because this is the NY volume time. Okay, let me just look at the news, because this is all the time for the news as well. Yes. Yeah, I think market will be coming down to this area. That will give me around 25 pips. Oh, look here. Market is rejecting this area. So this can be also happening, you know why? Because 1 hour time frame needs to create a higher wick maybe, and then it can come down to break its own low. So this trade will be purely based on the NY volume, and let's see if it works, because we have this clean range, and with NY volume we can push the price down, break out these lows, and go down to this level over here in this area. If that will be happening, then I'm gonna getting around like 28 pips, but I'm gonna start booking the profits after 10 pips, 10, 15. You know why? Because the reason is now the market is basically this candle is, you know, trying to push down, and by trying to pushing down, that means it's trying to break these bodies out. And once that happens and it breaks the previous candle's low, one thing is sure, that the market will be tapping in this area for sure, like which is around 4.2 to 4.7 or 5 pips. And if that will be the case, then I can easily manage this trade. so I won't be losing like higher amount, and I can easily cut out the losses really short. So USD Cad going up. Gold is also moving up from this area. Oh, we have good range over here in gold. So if you have a candle closing above this area, then this wick can be filled, like 24 pips of range is there. So what you can do is you can wait for a candle to close above 1808. Yeah, 1808 will be the area. Yes, that means we are talking about this area over here. So if you have a candle closing above this area in like 15-16 seconds, or maybe the next candle, then you can attempt buy trades in gold. Or if you have this candle closing above this area, then that's a really nice thing. Oh, it's going up. It's going up, guys. Gold is moving up with NY volume. Let's have a look at the 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minute is breaking the highs over here. Oh, which is broke above that area. I think now it should be moving up from here. It should be moving up. Yeah. Fifteen minutes candle. Yeah, I think wait for a 15-minute candle to close above this area. Gbp USD is reversing back from this level. Oh, look at this rejection in gold. Like, see, this is why closing of a candle, it's really important. Hmm. Okay, so this candle is about to close over here in 30 seconds. So if this candle closes like this and the next candle wakes up and break the low of the current candle, then at that point I think there will be a good opportunity to take a sell trade, because this will become the resistance point, and the New York volume push will push the all the way down to this level.